Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Well, I figured it's time to jump back in front of the camera and kind of give you an update on what's been happening, where we're at and where we're going with the channel, and some things that we got to look forward to coming up in the 2025 build. So with that, let's jump right in and see what we've all been missing. Okay, so what has been going on? Why have I not been on here? There's really no reason. I just, sometimes with a hobby or at least with me and my hobby, sometimes I just get so burnt out and I don't even want to look at Department 56. I don't want to touch anything as far as foam and building. And so I've been trying to get back into the rhythm of things. Now, that doesn't mean I haven't been crafting and enjoying, our new craft room. We certainly have been doing that. I've been doing a lot of paper, card making type stuff, things that to me is just very relaxing, very different from what I typically do. But I did think, and I'm thinking now that it's certainly time to get back into it. And we went to Hobby Lobby. We still hit the craft stores like crazy, as you would imagine. And Hobby Lobby, quite honestly, is starting to put fall stuff out. And so I started looking at that and thinking, man, I've got a couple of vacations, or at least one big vacation coming up. We've got the next thing you know, we're going to be starting to decorate, and I'm behind in the building. So I went to the hardware store and bought some foam and got my Proxon out behind me. I've been cutting foam a little bit this afternoon. I got some houses. You can kind of see the boxes behind me. We'll look at all that to kind of let you know what's coming. But had a whole change of heart of what I want to build first, and we'll get into all of that. But what have I been doing lately? Well, like I said, I've been doing some paper stuff, and so I'll just show you a couple of things that I've built. Now, these are not my ideas. I saw these on online and from other various artists, and I liked the way they looked, and I thought, well, maybe I'll try my hand at it. I've never done these before, but I built these little tags. They're kind of Halloween themed. I put some different flavor of paper and stuff on the back, and I like the vintage nostalgic look. So I've been doing some of this for Easter. They're all still pretty much Halloween themed, so I haven't left that genre. But they're pretty cool. I like them. And again, these are not my original ideas, so don't think that I created all these with my imagination. I just found somebody else who were doing these. I thought they looked really cool, and I decided to give it a shot. So I've been doing those. I've been doing some card building. Never done this kind of stuff before. You see it's pretty well blank, but it is an Easter card. It's got some distress sprays and some all the Tim Holtz stuff. I'm really into that, and it's worked out pretty good. I've got a happy birthday card here that we built. Again, nothing in them, just the covers and ready to build. I did try my hand at this one. There's some more Halloween themes one here. This is actually, so I did not know, you may know if you're into paper crafts, but Tim Holtz sells material, fabric. And so I went and got some of the fabric. They're all Halloween themed fabric, which is incredibly cool. And then I just cut these out into 1-inch squares, glued them onto this cardstock, sewed it with a sewing machine, which I'm not very good at. And it looks sort of like a quilt pattern, and then put some stuff over. Now, this is my original idea. This I designed and built this one on my own, so I'm getting better at it. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. I'm just going to I'm having a stockpile of them. Another one that I saw that I thought was really cool had the It vibe to it. So you know me, it's a ghost and then a balloon. So again, I saw this one online and decided I wanted to try my hand at building that. So it's a much bigger card. So I have been plenty busy in the craft room, and we've done other things. We've built some small things here and there, but I haven't done anything Department 56 related this year. Now, I did teach a class at Millie's Hallmark just the other day, and we covered how to make a bridge. I can show you that in a later video. Different types of bridges to get across your platforms. That was fun. It kind of got me back into the mood. And so that's what's kind of driving me to get back into this and start building some displays for this next year. So with that, what are we going to display this year? And even more important, what are we going to have new this year to display at all? Let's talk about that. Okay, so I did reach out to a good friend of mine who's affiliated, works for a Department 56, and spoke with her about a couple of things. One being with the tariffs. I think we've all heard, most of these products are designed and thought out here in the United States, probably for both, certainly for Department 56 up in Minneapolis, or I think it's Minnesota, maybe not Minneapolis, but up in the Minnesota area. And then for Lemax, I think it's a state-owned, United States-owned entity too, but most of the manufacturing, like a lot of things we're finding out, is manufactured, contracted out to China. It's obviously labor is less expensive over there, parts and pieces are less expensive over there, and so you reduce your operating costs by doing that. I wish that weren't the case, but it is the case, and that's what we're facing this year with the tariffs and prices going up based on that, or quite frankly, some companies just not shipping to the United States because they can't simply afford to do so. And so how does that affect us on the Department 56 or the Lemax side? Well, I can speak, I think with authority now, at least from what I've heard today, and that is simply this. If the retailers ordered early enough, now what is early enough? I don't have a timeline, but when the catalogs first came out way back when, well before the tariffs were instituted, if the retailer placed an order, then my understanding after speaking with her today is that those orders will be fulfilled. They are probably already in the United States in warehouses, and there will be no increase in price. What you see is what you get. Now, if the retailer that you favor did not do the ordering, did not do any of that, or has yet to order, I guess the same thing, then I don't know. And nor does she. So, down the road when this supply is done, if we can't seem to get an agreement with these tariffs between the United States and China, then I don't know if we're going to get some of the later accessory items from houses or not. So it really, I know that's not a lot of news, but it's more news than I did have. I've seen a couple of comments of asking, with the tariffs and everything going on, what are your thoughts? Well, I don't have those thoughts. I wanted to reach out to somebody who's in the know versus me just speculating. So one of the retailers I use is a Platinum Hallmark store that prides themselves in ordering quite a bit of stuff as early as possible in order to get it in. Now, I have been told also by that Hallmark store that they do anticipate some of the stuff to be coming in the late May timeframe. And that's about normal, especially for some of the Halloween pieces, which obviously, that's where my bread and butter lies. That's where I get excited. That's where I hope the stuff that I've pre-ordered comes into that Platinum Retail Hallmark store. And with any luck, most of it, maybe all of it, will come in and I'll be good to go. Again, so it really just depends on who and where you get your stuff. As long as they ordered in enough time, we should be good to go. And then who knows what the future holds, folks. I certainly don't know. I think maybe if the tariff thing works itself out and things sort of come back to normal, then maybe this is a non-issue, right? I don't want to bring politics into this channel at all. But I do think that obviously with our deficit being in the trillions and trillions of dollars, that obviously something has got to change. And so I just hope the change doesn't affect our holiday season. And if it does, I've got so many other things that I can continue to work on and build that I haven't even done yet. So that's the importance of somewhat being satisfied with what you've got, repurpose and do things like that. So the future is you guys know as much as I know. I just hope we get our stuff. So with that, if we do get some stuff, what are we going to do with it? What are we going to build? And what are we going to build now first for 2025? Let's talk about that. Okay, so I have been very wishy-washy with what I am going to build first for this year. I thought it might have been the Haunted Mansion display for Disney World, and then I lost my motivation on that. Here's what I do know. I'm going to downsize a little bit of what I display this year. It's just too much. And unless that changes in my mindset, I just don't want to go through and redo everything that I did last year to get it all set up. I know that sounds weak, and I totally get it, and I understand maybe your frustration with it, but it's something I've been wrestling with internally, and so I think I'm going to downscale a little bit on what we decorate. Here's what I will tell you. I miss Manor Row. I miss having it on that big hutch. It's a perfect spot for it. And so that's what the boxes you see behind me, that's all Manor Row stuff. So the first build has already started. I'll show you a little bit about that in another video when we start the Manor Row series part 1, which will be coming here in the next few days. I can kind of show you where we're at. I've got a couple new building techniques, and we're going to try to make that one really incredibly detailed. So we're going to spend a lot of time making it detailed, and that'll take us a little while. That's a 10-foot long display with probably 6 or 7, 8 houses. I don't know exactly how I'm going to completely design it yet, but you'll be along for the ride with that. That has already started, and that is the first build that we're doing for 2025, the Halloween season. Now, are we going to get to the Disney World Haunted Mansion? I just simply don't know. And unless the motivation strikes, unless I feel the desire to do that, that may or may not happen this year. But I've got all the stuff. I've got I've got all the house and the accessories, and so it's there waiting for me. So if some of this other stuff falls through based on our previous conversation with maybe some of the stuff not showing up due to the tariffs, then that may be a good fallback. We've got plenty to keep us busy this year. So having said that, then what do I anticipate decorating the house with as far as displays? Here's what I'm thinking as of today. Always subject to change, but here's what I'm thinking. Obviously, you guys know that the Rest in Peace series was my all-time favorite. I say was because they're no longer making the crypts. I've got the entire collection. I display all of them minus the Egyptian crypt. I think that was the 2015 version. But all the others I display on the Raven Hill Cemetery. That, without a doubt, will go up. It will go up every year as long as I have breath in my lungs for the Halloween season. I love that one. We are not, I know this is going to shock some of you guys, we're not likely, and this is all subject to change again, but we're not likely to set up Trick or Treat Lane this year. Why? It's a lot. It's a lot of work. It takes probably 5 hours of setting that display up. Now, I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but, and we set it up relatively early, but I think we're going to rearrange a couple of pieces of furniture, and that is likely not to be up this year. The Disneyland Haunted Mansion, even though it's an outdated queue based on the renovations Disneyland did to their Haunted Mansion, is outdated as of this year. That will likely still be displayed prominently when you're coming into our home right there where it's normally displayed. I anticipate putting that back up. Manor Row, we've already talked about. The 10-foot section will go up along with the fall display in our kitchen on the sideboard in the kitchen. That will go up there. And quite honestly, I think that may be all of the displays for this year. Not all the builds, but all the displays. Something that's not Department 56 related or villaging related, kinda, is I think we're going to get a black Christmas tree for Halloween. I think it's going to go where our normal Christmas tree goes for Christmas, over by the picture windows looking out towards the backyard. And it's going to be decorated with all of the Haunted Mansion and Halloween themed ornaments that we got from Hallmark. And I did a review on that a year or so ago on the channel. So you haven't seen that, go back and watch that. But I think we're going to get a tree going this year for Halloween, and that'll be cool. We've never done that. I think that'll be something that we're looking forward to. And I think it'll look quite nice, honestly. So I said that's not all the build. So what else do we plan on building? Well, here's the list of things that I've still got in queue that I know you guys want to see, and certainly I know I want to build. The first being a couple of the vignettes for 56 Fright Avenue, the new series from Department 56. The House on Neibolt Street, the Exorcist House, and I think there's one more. I know there's one more, but I cannot, for the life of me, starts with a C. It'll come to me. Coraline. There's the third one. And so I definitely want to build vignettes for those. I think they're a much smaller scale, and I did get some additional detail, and I think I shared it with you on another video. If you turn those houses on the back, they're almost facades. They're a lot more wide than they are thick, but when you turn them back on the back, there's a storyline about the movie of which that house was a part of. So it gives you a little excerpt and tells you a little bit about the movie on where that house was featured. So that is very cool. It's a replay, or certainly reminiscent to me, of the Sleepy Halloween stuff from Department 56, the gift box series many years ago, the 4 set. And you saw that displayed. I don't know that I'll set that up again this year. I may. We'll see. It's pretty simple to set up, so it may be out there. But again, it may not. We'll see. So I'm looking forward to doing those, and I'm looking at my list here. I still want to do a pumpkin vignette where we take a plastic or a foam pumpkin, we cut it out, we throw a small crypt, or we throw some small Department 56 item with some lights and some backgrounds, and just let you see the difference it makes by doing it and then decorating it, with some accessories and some lights, and it looks amazing. Trust me when I tell you, I think you'll be impressed when we do that one. So I definitely want to do that one. That one's going to be very simple. We've got the Pennywise 3-door vignette. Got a buddy of mine who I'm encouraging him to get his own YouTube channel. Some of you, if you get the Department 56 D-Lights magazine, John Stoner, he's in various magazines of that sort. He's been in that one at least 2 or 3 times with his one of his Christmas displays and his Pennywise vignettes, and just a bunch of stuff. He's very talented. I wish he would do a YouTube channel. That would be awesome. So if you see him, I encourage him to do a YouTube channel too. But I'm going to do the 3-door vignette. Why do I bring him up? Because I think he did a 3-door. I know he did. He sent me pictures of it. It's remarkable. But I've had that on the list to do for a couple of years now, and just haven't got around to it. I want to. And we'll hopefully try to get that one knocked out this year. A lot of you had mentioned that you still want to see something about the railways, or the haunted rails set from Department 56. You guys know I don't collect that. I've got one piece, and that's the Silver Bullet. But I did make a straight piece of track. We're going to remake that on one of the videos, so you can see step by step how to make that. We're going to make not just the straight one. I'll probably show you the straight one, and then we will probably build a curved one. So that will give you a look at a straight piece. And certainly if you can build the curved piece, you can build the straight piece. And then we'll build the curved piece to go along with it. That way you've got the best of both worlds. That's coming. That's fairly simple. That'll take just a couple of videos to get knocked out. And I think that really is all that's on my list. I say all that's on my list. The Manor Row repurposed, the 10-foot display, is going to take many weeks, and we've got a vacation coming up at the end of May through the middle part of June. We're going to be out of pocket for a while, and so I want to try to start getting some of this knocked out, because as you guys know, I start typically decorating in usually around the end of August timeframe, middle to end of August. That's also when, and I told you about the cards and the paper stuff that I do. That's also when a lot of that stuff comes out for Halloween. And so that'll sidetrack me as well on trying to get some of that stuff knocked out and built as well. So it's still a fairly busy season coming up, at least as far as I'm concerned. And hopefully you guys are excited about it. Hopefully you're not in a rut like I have been. But I mean, I think it's seasonal, and I think it's time for me to start getting back into it. So, well, there you have it. That you know now as much as I know. So let's close this one out. Okay, well, hopefully that explains a little bit about the absence or the lack of videos. I haven't forgot about you guys. I check it every day. I still answer emails. I still answer, questions on the YouTube channel. I'll continue to do that. I just lost motivation to build anything, and I think that's pretty normal. If you have hobbies, I have a bunch of hobbies, right? And so I kind of just bounce from one to the other, and it's time to bounce back into the Department 56 building. And so hopefully you guys are excited. Hopefully you're excited about the lineup that is coming. Hopefully you're as excited about Manor Row as I am. I'm just trying to stay motivated. I did get some foam cut today. I got all the platform pieces cut. I got all the sidewalks cut. I got all the curbing cut. I brought the Proxon in, opened up the windows, a beautiful day, and got a lot of that knocked out and cut. Next, I'm going to cut the big foam, the 2-inch foam that the pieces are going to sit on, and then we're going to lay out the design. You will get to be a part of the design. You'll see how we're going to go through and do that, as well as some of the starting of the carving. Most of this stuff you have already seen me do, so we're not going to spend an inordinate amount of time of showing you how to go through and carve. There's plenty of videos in the channel, or on the channel, I should say, that covers all of that. How to build a sidewalk, got a video for it, right? So you'll get to see the finished product, or the product in work, as we move along to the next feature. What I'm really excited about on this one is the amount of detail that I want to put in it. And we'll talk about all that on the Manor Row repurpose video part 1 coming up here in a few days. So with that, I just wanted to let you know I'm still alive. I'm still thinking about you guys. Haven't forgot about you. Certainly hadn't forgot about Halloween villaging, and I'm starting to get excited about it. So until we talk again, please take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and try to stay motivated. And if you're building something, leave me a comment. Let me know what you're building, or if you're in a rut, let me know you're in a rut. We'll commiserate together, and we'll go from there. So you guys take care. We'll talk again real soon.